Well, hello everybody. It's been a long time. Actually, it's been about a year. I think it was about this time or Father's Day last year I made my last video. Been up to a bunch of stuff, thought it was about time to make another one. I would have made another one sooner, but the stuff in life just keeps coming up. You got to work around it, keep going when you can. In any event, I need to backtrack a little bit because this kind of leads into my latest project here, but many of you have seen this this mini bike, this lowrider mini bike that I built, and actually the problem I had came with finishing it. It just ran into so much money. I bet you I spent upwards of 80, 90, even $100 by the time you factor in the clear coat, the prepping materials, the color of the paint and the clear coat and everything, with marginal results, and just it's easy to chip away, and it's just kind of a lousy way to go in my opinion. So I wanted to set myself up to be able to do decent quality paint job with the minimum of money. So to that end, I've decided to build my own powder coat oven. Before I started out on the build of the oven itself, though, I had to figure out what the dimensions were and all that. And the way I did that was that I took my biggest project, which you guys have seen. It's on another video, but this cross cart frame that it's still tacked together. I haven't really done any work, but I did build a fixture that will enable me to not only get to decent angles when I weld, but also too, I can use it as far as powder coating, as a powder coating stance. So I went ahead and just kind of rigged this part here, the part that actually carries the frame, the carrier, I guess, the part that rotates here, I purchased on Amazon. Same with these collars here. This is 1-inch piece of just steel tubing that I use so that I can rotate the frame any way I go. There's a little locking bolt right there, keeps it in position for me. So basically, I can go full 360 degree around. There's not much to the frame itself. Let me see if I can get this. Basically, it's just that long bar going down to cross members and some casters. But it turned out pretty good. I think it'll suit my needs just fine. So now I had to build another fixture because if you notice, I've got the mount points of this fixture here attached to the mount points of the motor mount. So how am I going to get that area powder coated correctly? So my idea is that I figure I'd do the majority of the frame as I can, and then when I got to this area here, I built this other fixture that'll actually be the one holding the frame as I roll it into the powder coating oven. And here is it. This will make sense in a minute. I know it sucks and it's kind of hard to understand, but anyway, so I had to build this secondary fixture. And so basically the way this works is, as soon as I get the majority of the frame powder coated, I would just basically roll this into place, and it does roll easier. I'm just weak. And then I would transfer the frame from this fixture here over to this fixture here. So again, I've got to create the mount points. I figure I'd hang it from here on both sides, and then somehow I would have to rig up another way to hold it steady to keep the frame from swinging in and out after I hang it from the top. Anyway, it's kind of the shortened version of it. And so, yeah, I got those two fixtures done, and then I started working on the walls of the oven. So getting back to the dimensions of the oven, once I had the fixtures made, I had the frame in place and all that, I could design the oven itself around it, which is what I did here. So, and all this stuff, there are a ton of videos out there on YouTube that show you how to do this, and I just kind of tack these metal studs together for now. They're not aligned or anything. I just have them tacked together to get a decent idea of what the final dimensions are going to look like. So basically got 3 walls. I'm going to use this area for the door to swing in and out. I haven't decided if I do 2 half doors that swing out or 1 big one that swings open. In any event, so there's that. And then I don't want to jump too far ahead here, but there's going to be 2 areas where I need to put 2 gang boxes. One for one of the burning elements, the oven elements, and then I'm going to mount a second one even higher here. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll work out good, and I'll keep you guys apprised of my progress there. The biggest thing, and the first thing I had to design, was the power source that's going to power this powder coat oven. And I'm going to tell you right now, yes, I know it looks like a hot mess, but basically everything I bought here was bought off of Amazon. Again, I watched a ton of videos and was able to throw my control box together. It's actually pretty straightforward. So basically, originally I designed to run with 3 oven elements. Each of the elements would utilize one of these relays here. And these relays are attached to this PID controller, which is basically temperature setting and all that. This here is amp voltage, because I want to be careful I don't exceed amps. This here is the main power switch. And then once the main power switch is thrown, I wanted to have individual switches that I could turn each individual burner on and off as needed. But one of the problems I ran into, and just come on over here real quick, is that when I was speccing out my oven elements, these are the 2 I'm going to use, I figured out that I was going to be pulling about somewhere between 10 and 14 or 15 amps, right? Well, the control box is built to handle 40 amps, so I don't want to get too close to that maximum. I do have 2 others just like this, but again, the more I got into it, the more I realized it's going to suck up too many amps. So I ended up getting a different element that uses less. I think this one was like, God, I can't even remember. But anyway, I'm coming now about 5 amps below the max, so I think I ought to be okay once everything is cranked up. I don't want to get too in depth, but you can see I've got a cooling fan down here that I rigged up, and got some air holes so the airflow can go over these relays if they get too hot. Basically, I'll just give you a quick synopsis. So let me see what happened to my pointer here. Come back over here. Sorry. Get a welding rod here. So I'm pretty sure I used, coming into the wall, these are 8 gauge wire, AWG wire. So you've got one of the 240 sides, so this is 120 amp, this is 120 amp. And then on the underside of the switch, you can see where, I hope you can see here, where the red and the black each come out into each of these circuit breakers here. And out of the circuit breakers, we have one 120 going into this block, the other 120 going into that block. So basically I consider power to be on all the time here, and this block here I reference as my switching block. This is going to control the on and off to the relays. It's a clusterfuck right now, but the bottom line is everything works. I had my my brother-in-law, my ex-brother-in-law, come over, who's he's a master electrician, and he checked everything out, and surprisingly everything worked fine. So we're good to go. Again, I'm going to go with 2 burners for now. If I do need to build another box and up it to 50 or 60 amps, I certainly will do that, because I have designed, or I'm keeping in mind as I build this, I want to make it modular. So if I ever need to make it bigger, to accommodate fenders or, whatever, I can just build another wall or a half wall, tack it together, and there you go. So all these walls are meant to do is to keep this insulation in place. There's no structural integrity to them, obviously, but from all the videos that I've seen, it should be just fine. I haven't decided on the powder coat gun I'm going to get yet, but I don't know. I kind of have to watch my my pennies here. Things are kind of getting out of hand. But anyway, that's about it for now. If you guys have any specific questions about how I put the box together, I'd be happy to share my experiences with that, as well with these fixtures, and as well with the walls to the beginnings of the oven itself. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day, and I'll keep in touch. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.